Hello, I am Marital, and I thank the ICS for the opportunity to present this study conducted by our team. We acknowledge the financial support given by the Quebec Network for Research on Aging. We know that the number of women surviving gynecological cancer is increasing, and women often develop sexual and pelvic floor dysfunctions. Dyspareunia is one of the most common sexual concerns and causes marital difficulties and psychological distress. Our research group conducted a first study to examine a multimodal pelvic floor physiotherapy treatment in gynecological cancer survivors with dyspareunia. Results suggested significant improvements at post-treatment, namely dyspareunia and sexual distress reduced and sexual function improved, along with other psychological and muscle outcomes. However, it is unknown whether these effects are sustained over time. And as these effects are multidimensional, combining quantitative and qualitative approaches would help to better understand them. We therefore asked women to participate in a 12-month follow-up to determine whether treatment effects on pain, sexual function, and sexual distress are sustained over time. This follow-up study also allowed us to explore women's perceptions of treatment effects. A mixed method research study design was selected. Participants underwent baseline and post-treatment assessments in addition to a 12-month follow-up, and the collection of quantitative data preceded the collection of qualitative data. Now, after each data set was collected and analyzed separately, results from both approaches were combined to seek convergence, corroboration, correspondence of results, and clarification. Inclusion criteria included having completed treatments for endometrial or cervical cancer for at least 3 months and having a minimal vulvovaginal pain intensity of 5 on the 0-10 numeric rating scale in most sexual intercourse attempts for more than 3 months. A sample size of 31 participants was determined to provide enough statistical power for evaluating the treatment effects over time. The assessments and the follow-up were carried out by a physiotherapist not involved in the treatment. The quantitative approach involved the validated scales and questionnaires, namely the numeric rating scale, the McGill pain questionnaire, the female sexual function index, and the female sexual distress scale revised. The qualitative approach involved an individual telephone interview conducted by a physiotherapist not involved in the treatment. All women were invited to participate. Interviews followed a semi-structured guide, and questions included: did you perceive changes following the treatment you received? If yes, what were they? How these effects evolved in the past 12 months, and how do you explain these effects? Interviews were recorded and transcribed for analysis. The treatment now was conducted by a physiotherapist holding an expertise in women's and pelvic health. It entailed 12 weekly individual sessions comprising education, myofascial release techniques, and pelvic floor muscle exercises with EMG biofeedback using an intravaginal probe, as well as home exercises. Throughout the treatment, modalities were progressed, and the physiotherapist provided support to women for resuming pain-free sexual intercourse. From the 31 women assessed at baseline, 1 woman withdrew for family reasons, 1 was lost at follow-up, and 1 was not available to take part in the qualitative interview. Now, based on quantitative outcome measures, results showed a reduction in pain intensity and quality, which were sustained at follow-up. Moreover, sexual function improved and sexual distress reduced, and these effects remained 12 months after treatment. During the interviews, women confirmed the reduction in dyspareunia and improvement in sexual function as the most significant changes. Women attributed these effects to the treatment and described them through biological, psychological, and social changes. A reduction in muscle tension and vaginal dryness, as well as an increase in vaginal dimensions and tissue flexibility with improved pelvic floor muscle awareness and function, were reported by the participants. The penetration was easier. The exercises and what the physiotherapist did removed the tension. The stretching techniques led to less pain because when it stretches better, it's less painful. All the exercises, the squeezes, and all of that helped. Now I know what to do. Women also detailed a reduction in fear of pain and distress, along with an increase in self-efficacy, self-esteem, body reappropriation, and femininity. With the exercises, I was more relaxed, less afraid of hurting. Knowing what is blocking helps a lot. It's much less annoying, less scary. I realized that I could have an influence on my pain. When it's less painful, we are more relaxed, we have more confidence, and we let go more easily. I participate more with my body now, which I wasn't doing before. That's why I say it really changed my life. Physiotherapy is beneficial. It is a psycho unblocker. Knowing what to do and being able to have intercourse really made me feel like a complete woman. Participants expressed that they became more comfortable talking about sexuality with their partner and that the intimacy with their partner improved. I was able to talk about it with my partner, which I didn't do before. When I had intercourse before, it was because I felt obligated. It was very rare that we had any. I think that it reassured him to see that it was going well, that it was getting better. He too was less afraid of hurting me, and he was reassured that both of us were into this together. We are more carefree now, so it's really amazing. Moreover, some women expressed that adherence to home exercises or the frequency of regular sexual intercourse modulated the effects. The higher their adherence or the frequency of intercourse, the greater the effects they perceive, and the more they retain these over time. In conclusion, findings suggest positive biopsychosocial effects of multimodal pelvic floor physiotherapy treatment to reduce dyspareunia in gynecological cancer survivors. The integration of quantitative and qualitative approaches allowed us to fully capture the treatment effects while providing means for data triangulation and complementarity. While a randomized control trial is required to confirm the efficacy of this treatment, it should be considered in multidisciplinary cancer follow-up. So thank you very much.